Hello students, today we'll study the first poem from your class 12 syllabus from your book Flamingo. I know this poem is a little late, but I wanted to do the difficult poems first, so I had kept it for the last. So this poem, My Mother at 66, is written by Kamla Das. In this particular video, I'm going to tell you in detail about the explanation of this entire poem. We'll learn a little about Kamla Das. We'll learn about the poetic devices which have been used in the poem and the images and symbols which have been used. Now coming to know about the poet Kamla Das. Now her full name is Kamla Suraya. She popularly known by her one-time pen name Madhavi Kutti. Her actual pen name was Madhavi Kutti and her married name is Kamla Das. She was an Indian poet in English as well as an author from Kerala, which is in India. Kamla Das was one of the most prominent feminist voices in the post-colonial era. She wrote in her mother tongue Malayalam as well as in English. To her Malayalam readers, she was Madhavi Kutti, and to her English patrons, she was Kamla Das. On account of her extensive contribution to the poetry in our country, she earned the label the mother of modern Indian English poetry. She has also been likened to the literary greats like Sylvia Plath because of the conventional style of her writing. She was born on 31st March 1934 at Punayukulam in Kerala and she died on 31st May 2009 in Pune. She has won many awards like Vayalar Award, Mutathu Varke Award, Kerala Sahitya Academy Award for Story, Kerala State Film Award for Best Story. Now coming to the main theme of the poem. The poem, My Mother at 66, captures the fear of the narrator of losing her mother due to declining health and loss of energy which accompanies old age. The poet accepts this reality and is disturbed by the mother's need for her on one hand and her own duties and responsibilities on the other hand. The helplessness is poignantly brought out in this poem. We all at one point of time do not know whether we as young adults should we cater to the needs of our parents who are responsible for what we are today, or should we continue to nurture our responsibilities. So we are always in this dilemma. So she poignantly brought out this dilemma in the poem. So the emotions experienced by the poem are essentially universal in nature. All of us experience the same sort of emotions. The fear of losing a loved one is a theme that we as a reader can identify with. This apparently short poem touches upon the theme of a beautiful bond between the mother and a daughter. It shows how beautiful a relationship a mother and a daughter can have. Now, coming to the first stanza. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me, doors open mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked. So, where was the poet coming from? So, the poet was coming after spending, she had gone for holidays and to spend some time with her parents. Now she was going back to Cochin, from where she has to board a flight to the Cochin airport, from where she has to board a flight back home. So it is a Friday morning and she is sitting in the car and her mother is there to accompany her to the airport. So she saw her mother who was sitting beside her, who was dozed. Dozed means sleeping, open mouth. And while she was sleeping, her mouth was open wide. And she suddenly realized her face was ashen like that of a corpse. Corpse means dead body. Her face was as dull, as lifeless as like a corpse. So she, for a second, thought that is the dead person sitting right next to me. So seeing the physical condition of her mother, she suddenly realized what is wrong with mother. She looks like so old. And she realized that she was as old as she looked. Some people look old. Some people are very old, but they don't look so old. So, but her face betrayed her age as well. So she just realized that my mother is getting old. She's 66 years, and probably I'll not be spending too much time with her. And probably this is the last time I'm seeing her. So the poet's visit to her old mother has come to an end and she has to go back. She shares her experience about one Friday morning when she was on her way to the airport in Kochi in a car to take a flight home from there. Her 66-year-old mother accompanies her to the airport. On the way, her mother dozes off and the poet looks at her intensely and sorrowfully. The mother's pale and colorless face with loose open mouth looks as lifeless as a dead body. A sudden pain and fear gripped the poet, and she realized that her mother was actually very old. This also indicated that she might pass away soon. This reality was hard to accept, and its realization was alarming. Now, coming to the poetic devices, her face ashen like that of a corpse. So, the mother's face is compared to that of a corpse, to ash-like face. Ash, rock, it is grey in color. It is very dull. So similarly, her face was lifeless, just like a corpse. So it is comparison is there, and we have used the word like also. So the poetic device used here is simile. Now coming to the next stanza, but soon put that thought away and looked out at young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of the home. So thinking about her mother's death really disturbed her. So she started thinking, oh my God, I'm thinking so negative. So she started thinking about looking out, and when she was going, as you're moving in the car, you see, although your car is moving, but you feel as if the scenery out there is moving. So that she started looking outside and she saw trees sprinting. Trees sprinting means trees as if वो sprint race लगा रहे हैं, trees as if they are running very fast. So trees, why she is comparing, she starts looking at trees and at merry children. Why? Because she started looking at happy children who are coming out of their houses, enjoying merrily. So spilling out of their homes means just as pani hota hai, and if you add some more water, it will spill out. Similarly, umar ke bahar aa rahe hain. All the children are enjoying and crowding the place. So why is she thinking about all these trees and all this? Because trees symbolize vitality, vigor, happiness. So that's why she wants to think about happy things rather than thinking about her dull, lifeless mother. So unable to look at her mother's deathly face for long, the poet unwarily looks out of the car in order to shrug off those negative thoughts and looked out at nature to divert her attention and for some solace. Solace means comfort. She looks at the trees along the road which seemed to be hurrying past the speeding car. They were young in contrast to her old mother. The movement of trees and the speeding car were reminders of the fact that time is flying by. This sight makes her think about old age and the inescapable decay of human life. The poet also saw some joyous children rushing out of their homes as if someone has spilled over from a crowded vessel. The trees and young children symbolize the spring of life, its strength, vigor, and happiness, which is in total contrast with the lifelessness and helplessness that sets in with age. Now, coming to the poetic devices, trees sprinting, trees as if they have life and they are running around. So, they are personified. So, the poetic device used here is personification. Coming to the next stanza, but after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her wan pale as a late winter moon. So what happens once she reached the Cochin airport? So she looked again at the mother once again. The same thought flashed into her mind. Obviously, after the security checks, obviously her mother is not allowed. If you've been to the airport, only those having the boarding pass are allowed to enter after a certain while. So since she had a boarding pass, so she was allowed to enter while her mother was standing outside. So there was a gap of a few yard distance between. Yard is a measurement of distance. So there was a few yard distance between her. जिसको हिंदी में कहते हैं गज. It's 0.9 meters equivalent to one yard is equivalent to 0.9 meters, almost 1 meter you can say. So standing a few yards away from her mother, and she looked again at her. And at that point of time, she considered her mother's face to the late winter moon. Now, why winter moon? Just like in winter season, the moon is foggy and misted with age. So similarly, mother's face was misted with age. You cannot see the moon clearly during the fog, so it is very dull and lifeless. So similarly, her face was also dull and lifeless. Winter again is the last season of the year. For example, if you see, when the December month, November, December is winter month. So basically it comes in the last season of the year. So similarly, her mother was also in the last season of life. So that is why her mother is compared to a winter moon. So the poet continues to narrate the event and discloses the scene after she had gone through the security check at the airport. She once again looked at her mother, who stood some distance away. Her dull and lifeless face resembled a winter moon, for it is foggy and misty, ready to wither away any moment. The moon seems to lose its brightness in the winter season as it is veiled behind the fog and mist. Similarly, the mother's face also seemed to have lost its radiance and is misted by age. Winter symbolizes last season and waning moon symbolizes decay. See, when the moon is rising, we call it waxing of moon. And when the moon, जब full moon से new moon की तरफ जाता है, it is known as waning. जब new moon से full moon की तरफ जाता है, it is known as waxing of moon. So since it is waning, so that's why Van Wade is known, because वो ढल रही है उसकी age. So this indicates that the scene evoked a sense of hopelessness in the poet. Now coming to the poetic devices, as a late winter moon. So her mother's face is compared to the winter moon. So again we have used as word, as or like जब भी लगाते हैं comparison में, so it is simile. So simile is a poetic device which has been used here. Now coming to the last stanza, and felt that old familiar ache, my childhood fear. But all I said was, see you soon, Amma. All I did was smile and smile and smile. So again that familiar ache, probably ache means pain. She again felt that pain, that probably she's seeing her mother for the last time and she will never see her again the next time. So that was always a childhood fear of losing her mother to death. So that childhood fear again cropped up in her mind. But again, she wanted to leave on a happy note. So she just smiled and smiled and smiled. So she was so overcome by emotions that she was totally at a loss of words. So that is why she smiles says it's a facade that we all create in front of others. We all want to leave on a happy note, because if she goes away sorrowfully, her mother will keep on thinking. She will herself become gloomy and think that what is my daughter thinking? So she doesn't want to betray her thoughts to her mother. That's why she is smiling and wants to leave on a happy note. So the poet confesses that her childhood fear of losing her mother gripped her once again. But she hid her true feelings from her mother and bid her a courteous farewell, assuring to see her soon. She continued to smile to cover up her apprehensions, her anxiety, and her pain. The poet's parting words, see you soon, is expressive of the dilemma and the confusion in her mind, while her elongated smile is superficial and expresses her helplessness. Perhaps she wanted to bid a cheerful farewell to her mother, or she was so overcome by emotions that she was at a loss of words. Now coming to the poetic devices, smile, smile, smile. 3 times the same word has been repeated, so the poetic device used here is repetition. Now coming to the images and symbols that have been used in the poem. Trees printing. The moment you hear trees printing, so trees which are running past when the car is moving around, that picture comes into your mind. Merry children are symbolic of youth, vigor, vitality, life and growth. Winter moon is symbolic of death. Now coming to the rhyme scheme, there is no particular rhyme scheme. So this poem is being written in free verse. I hope you understood the poem. If you like this video, please do like, share or subscribe. Thank you. Have a nice day. Happy learning.